Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Thank you for coming. So this will be our second meeting for the Project for Happiness Community Work Program. First of all, I would like to introduce all the team members. Mr. Chiu, can you please share the slide?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, can everyone see the slide?
Yes.
I'm Chin Wen-Xuan, the chairman of our project. Next, I'm glad to welcome our secretary, Mr. Chong Zhengjie, and the committee members for this project, Mr. Chiu Ga-Wai, Mr. Ng Chuan Long, Ms. Fong Kai, and Ms. Chua Si-min. Can we call this meeting to order?
Yes. The minutes of today's meeting start from call to order and opening speech, followed by the confirmation minutes of the last meeting, matter arising and discussing new ideas, further discussing and adding a meeting.
All right. Are there any apologies for absent for today's meeting?
There are 6 people attending this meeting and there is no SMT.
Thank you for being present in this meeting. Let's start the meeting now. Well, let me first explain the purpose of this meeting. The purpose of this meeting is to discuss the program that we are going to organize in September 2021 with 10,000 fund allocation. There are 6 focusing areas in the Project for Happiness Community Work Program. After discussion on the community work program and interesting activities proposed, we will select 1 community work program and its project focus, and 3 activities to be held for the program. To begin, let us quickly go through the minutes of the last meeting, which was held on the 9th of July 2021. Is there any amendment to be made?
Yes, excuse me. May I say something here?
Yes, please.
Uh, I think there is a slight mistake based on the previous meeting. The date of our proposal should be 2021, but it was written as 2020.
Mr. Chong, could you take note of that? Thank you, Mr. Chu, for highlighting the error.
Okay, I will get right into it.
What about the rest of the minutes?
No.
It's those, no problem.
All right. Mr. Chong, can you please summarize the error found?
So, I summarized the error was found in the first meeting minutes. The date of our proposal should be 2021 instead of 2020.
If that is the case, would someone move that the minutes of the last meeting be accepted?
Okay. I propose that the minute of the last meeting be accepted. Thank you.
I second the motions.
Okay, I hereby confirm the minutes of the last meeting with 1 amendment. So let's move on to matters arising. The first objective is to propose an idea for the Project for Happiness Community Work Program. At the last meeting, I've informed about the program and assigned to form into 2 groups to get ready with a community work proposal and its project focus with suggestions of activities to be presented. So are you ready for this?
It's ready, Miss Chin.
All right, you may start to present your proposal now.
Okay, Mr. Ang, can you share the slide?
Wait me a little bit. I had got some technical problems, so now I will share. So, can you all can see my share screen?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so
Okay. Now I will start to present our proposal. Okay, good afternoon to the chairman and all committee members. My name is Chiu Gawai. Today, I and Mr. Ng will present our proposal about a project for the happiness program. First of all, after the discussion between Mr. Ng and me, we believe that this activity should focus on environmental protection. And activity content we think will tend to the 3R concept is to reduce, reuse, and recycle. That's why we named this event Let Us Recycle Today. Next, I will ask Mr. Ng to explain why we think we should focus on environmental protection. Welcome.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chu. So let's introduce our activity. So our activity title is Let Us Recycle Together. So the waste management is a crucial area related to the environmental protection of a country and the lifestyle of its population. So currently, over 23,000 tons of waste is produced each day in Malaysia. However, this amount is expected to rise continues in the future years. So it is very important to the people to have the ways to protect the environment by zero waste of garbage, especially the student. Therefore, this is an agile link for promote the 3R, which are reduce, reuse, recycle concept into the university student. So for the statement of link, the university are one place of producing knowledge, future leader, and decision makers. But it also playing an important role in promoting the waste management knowledge among the university students. It shows that the community project will be more effective in the creation of 3R, which are the reduce, reuse, and recycle concept among the university students. So based on the surveys by the Ministry of Housing and Local Government, there is 100% awareness among the public, but only 80% are actually practicing in the 3R concept. Various reasons constitute the why higher education in institution may be reluctant to actively implement the practice of 3R in integrated solid waste management. There could be loss of interest and commitment towards the green initiative among the administrator, staff, and students. It shows that the target community project loss of practice and exposure in 3R activities. So lastly, of all which only 20% of which is taken to the recycle part and the remaining 80% is landfill through the improvement waste. This 80% of waste causes a major impact expose our environment. So this all for me. So next, we are welcome Mr. Chiu.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Ng. Next slide. Okay. We make three goals for this project, which is to equip students' knowledge about 3R concept, to provide technical skill in garbage classification, and to provide ample practice and exposure in 3R activity. In order to achieve the goal set by us, we also discuss field activity, which is to invite one Ministry of Housing and local government staff to talk about the environmental awareness using 3R principle with 2-hour session in the day. Besides that, we also provide different type of garbage and ask them to categorize the garbage into two types, recyclable and non-recyclable. And lastly, we can conduct activity, gather the garbage, while providing the two box to each group and ask them to throw the collector garbage into the box, follow the type recyclable and non-recyclable garbage. The above is the proposal that Mr. Ng and I discussed. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you. Group 2, you may start to present your proposal now.
can see, right?
Yes.
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 Okay. This is our project. Title is environmental project. Productions title is waste not one not, and that's prepared by me, Fong Kai, and Chua Simin. Introductions. Malaysia has waste management system that are quite for dealing with the amount of plastic waste products. Plastic waste that is dumped into landfill will eventually slip into underground waterways, which pollute groundwater resource and river. WWF Malaysia stated a key problem for the disposal of plastic within the solid waste management cycle is unlike paper waste, which are biodegradable. Plastic cannot be permanently limited from environments. The following proposal outline the importance to raise awareness of the environmental issue in childhood.
Next is statement of need. Significantly, by 2018, Malaysia produced more than 0.94 billion tons of mismanaged plastic waste per year, which ranks second in Asia. A total of 2,542 pieces of plastic waste were collected from all six beaches, with a higher number from Kuala Terengganu. Therefore, it proves that the awareness of plastic waste management among students is low. Thus, it is proposed to the presence of this campaign entitled Waste Not Once Not to the student of SJKC Chonghua Wixing. Next slide. Goals and objectives. Goals 1. To create the awareness about plastic pollution among students. Objective. To display 2 sample video of awareness about plastic pollution, to invite a volunteer of WWF to talk about awareness of plastic pollution, to place 3 sets of recycle bin around school corner. Goals 2. To educate the student regarding knowledge of plastic waste management. Objective. To turn used plastic bottle collected into better, to reduce the availability of plastic packaging for food at canteen of SJKC Chonghua Wixing by at least 15% by end of next year. Last is to organize end plastic pollution coloring contents. This is all for our proposal. Thank you.
Thank you. Now let's move on to the next item.
Just now, there are two proposals presented by our community. The next discussion item is followed by the sequence of community work program and interesting activities proposed in the Project for Happiness proposal to be carried out in September 2021. Based on the presentation just now, which community work programs do you all prefer to be carried out in September 2021?
Okay, thanks, Mr. Chong. In my opinion, I prefer the 3R program because based on the information just presented and the news about resources and housing that we have seen on social media, I think the storage of 3R is something that everyone should follow and be practical. In addition, I think the second proposal can be integrated with the 3R program because in the 3R concept, already include the reduce, reuse, and recycle concept. So by joining the program, we can let everyone to know how to make good use of resources. Above is my opinion. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Chiu. I think you are right, but I prefer to choose but I prefer to choose the campaign of which not one no. It is because I think that education should start for an early age. The concept of environment protection will be easy to instill in elementary school students compared with the university students. So in another, I think that we should educate the elementary school students step by step. I think that we can start introducing the plastic pollution and its effect to the student first. Based on the article, the plastic waste contains the chemical compounds which are potentially toxic and harmful to the growth of the environment and animals. On humans, the plastic waste which is thrown in the drain may release the toxic chemical compounds which are harmful and may cause cancer to humans. So I think that plastic pollution is a really serious problem and the issue in Malaysia now. I suggest that we conduct the campaign of Waste Not, What Not. Thanks.
In my personal opinion, I choose campaign of Waste Not One Not. This target community for primary school student. This is the most critical stage for development their value, emotions, and personality. Simple put, if you teach something, the children will follow. So by incorporating the concept of environmental protections into their life, make them understand the importance of caring for environment, developing a sense of missions of my us, I will protect it, and naturally incorporating even environmental protections concept and habit into their daily life. Is better to expect environmental protection concept from a young age than to rebuild habits when they grow up. Thanks.
For me, I prefer the campaign of Waste Not Once Not to be carried out in September 2021 because plastic pollution is one of the more important environmental problems we are facing now. Plastic products are everywhere in our daily lives, and every use will create plastic waste, which leads to the increase of plastic pollution. Plastic pollution not only damages ecosystem, exacerbates climate change, but also endangers human health. Therefore, those program students can acquire relevant knowledge so that can take effective action to solve the problem. Thank you.
Alright, based on everyone's ideas and opinions, the campaign Waste Not One Not, which focused on plastic pollution, was selected by the majority of people. As a result, campaign Waste Not One Not will be selected as our community work program, and its project focus that is environmental protection. Any questions about this result? Any problem?
No problem.
No problem.
Alright, let's proceed to the next item.
The next is the interesting activity proposed in the Project for Happiness proposal to be carried out in September 2021. Based on the presentation made by our community, there are 6 activities to be our choices. Shall each member give your opinion and suggestion activities with justification and your reason?
Okay, thanks, Mr. Chong. I think that we must invite one Ministry of Housing and local government staff to talk about environmental awareness on our activity. Since participants may not know the details such as some knowledge about environmental protection, we can hold a lecture to make participants better understand the purpose of our activity. Later, we can also adopt Ms. Chua and Ms. Fong's suggestion that we can hold a coloring contest to attract more people to participate. We can put the participant work on a social platform and let more people know about this activity. Finally, we can also organize some small activity, incorporate lectures, knowledge, and practical. For example, we only need to provide a few boxes which classify the items they get. In summary, I think our event can invite one Ministry of Housing and local government staff to talk about environmental awareness and conduct some coloring contests and some practical activity. That's all from me. Thank you.
I have to agree with Mr. Chiu. By giving the talk, it is easily understood by elementary school students to know the concept of avoiding plastic pollution and the objective of conducting this campaign. The student will also learn the skill and the knowledge of preventing environment pollution through the campaign, which increase the awareness of not throwing plastic products lentally. So furthermore, later students collect the plastic bottles into painters is a nice session for the students. The students can learn the knowledge and enjoy having the fun with their friends in the session. So finally, we can hold a coloring contest in this campaign. The student can design an amazing product by using the plastic bottles provided to them in a group by us. So this not only educate the student to not waste plastic, but also uncover the ability of the student to work in a team to complete the task given. So this all is my opinion. Thanks.
I think the talk is necessary because it is more effective way to take actions to reduce plastic waste as a school. The second is to turn the collect plastic bottle into flower ponds. It's a fun and environmental friendly project. Not only does it introduce the idea of reducing, reusing, and recycling, but repurposing the trash into like a flower ponds of for them to decorate. Also impress a love of gardening in student. Finally, a coloring concert can provide realistic suggestions on how to minimize the use of single-use plastic while impressing their artists. Terrace trust the pattern in the pictures. After the concert, students can place the colorful poster in prominent locations around the school to encourage others to change their current.
I think conducting a talk, turning collected plastic bottle into planner and coloring contests are more suitable for this program because holding a talk that conveys the issue and knowledge on plastic pollution is the more effective way. WWF volunteers will also be able to share their experience, which will give them a better understanding of plastic pollution. Next, for activity turn collector plastic bottle into planter, this will significantly reduce the potential for plastic pollution. We are also promoting the effect of greening the environment. Last, from the coloring contents, students can use their own understanding of the environmental protection of plastic and use their imagination and creativity to highlight the significance of the activity. That's all for me. Thank you.
Okay, so out of the activities presented, we will now be voting on the options to select 3 activities to be held for the Project for Happiness program. 5 of us, exclude secretary, must take part in the voting. Each of us can vote for 3 options that are most suitable to be held for our community work program. Is the Google form ready?
It's ready, Miss Chin.
All right, so everyone, please check through your chat box. There is a link for voting. Kindly open the link to have your vote. All right, so everyone done for the voting?
Yes.
How about the rest?
Yes.
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 All right. Mr. Chu, can you please share the results, the voting
Okay.
result?
Okay, please
Thank
wait a
you.
moment.
All right. Can everyone see the screen sharing?
Yes, Ms. Chairman.
All right. So according to the voting results, options 2, 4, and 6 scored more votes by the majority of people, which are to invite a volunteer of WWF to talk about awareness of plastic pollution, to turn used plastic bottles collected into planters, and to organize end plastic pollution coloring contest. Therefore, these 3 activities will be selected to be held for the Project for Happiness program this September. Any questions about this result? Any problem?
No problem.
No
No
problem.
problem.
If no problem, I concede that we had gone through all of the agendas. Are there any further points anyone would like to raise?
No, Chairman.
Okay, I appreciate your hard work and enthusiasm towards this project. Carry on the good work, and if there is no other matter to discuss, let's bring the meeting to a close today. Can we schedule the next meeting, please?
2 weeks from now, on 30 July 2021, time and venue will be informed later.
All right, everyone agree with that?
Yes, I agree.
Yes, agree.
Yes, agree.
Well, I declare the meeting closed. Thank you for your attendance and participation. See you at the next meeting. Take care and have a nice day.
Okay, thank you, everyone.